ka-Hardineras! This is Ding again, inyong ubos nga Hardinera from Cebu City. And welcome back to our channel, The Urban Hardinera, where we talk about plants and sustainable ideas at home and at the garden. For today's video, I'll be bringing you back to the wonderful world of philodendrons. It has been a while since we last propagated our philodendron. What was the last? Black cardinal? Yeah, black cardinal. That was the first week of January pa, guys. And for today, I will be propagating this beautiful Philodendron Hastatum aka Silver Sword. And I have to tell you guys that I have spent a lot of time researching and reading about this plant because I myself have questions about this plant, the history of this plant, and the varieties that I can see online. And I'm so excited to share it with you guys. Philodendron belongs to the arum family of plants, and the genus again is Philodendron. The species is this Philodendron Hastatum aka Silver Sword. Let me give you a closer look, guys, of the foliage and the petioles and the stems of this plant. So I so love this plant because of its color, guys. It's a play of silver metallic bluish color. The texture is very smooth, and then the underleaf is like this, and it has some kind of streaks here, and the petioles are in green, and you can see some aerial roots there, and it's just a very beautiful plant. My first question, guys, when I got this plant was that, is this the same variety with the silver sword that I've seen with bigger leaves, guys, with an arrow shape? Maybe like this. I'll flash it here. At first, I thought that this is the juvenile form. I even came across a post saying that this is the round form of silver sword. So, but she's not really sure actually. So I did my research, guys. Nagpina-Sherlock, no? Sherlock plantita ko, guys. So, I came across a website detailing and confirming my hinala that this is the juvenile form of the bigger Philodendron Hastatum aka Silver Sword. So I have a bonus information for you guys on the idea of this plant, because you might be seeing this tagged in a different name. So this is our reference website, guys, exoticrainforest.com. They do have a lot of old-time articles, especially with aroids. And our Philodendron Hastatum Silver Sword was first published way back 1854 or 1855, and this was first known as Philodendron Caecoancello. It was named after the first botanist who described this plant and published it. And then around 1856, another botanist published this plant. And then the third time in 1905, another botanist again described the same plant and published the plant as Philodendron Hastatum Engler. And there was also some kind of confusion in terms with changing the name from Philodendron Hastatum to Philodendron Domesticum. Over the course of time, it was then accepted as Philodendron Hastatum Silver Sword. And this is also the article that confirms that this plant that we have right now is the juvenile form of Philodendron Hastatum Silver Sword. So the price point of this juvenile form, a little bit of disclaimer, this is Cebu price and this is February 2021. Again, depending on the size of the foliage, guys, unsa kalabog, no, unsa kalush, I can see a range of 500 to 2,000. Before we start propagating our Philodendron Silver Sword, let's go ahead and talk how we can take care of this plant. As with other philodendrons, guys, they belong in the arum family, the aroid family, and aroids are epiphytic plants or epiphytes, guys. Epiphytes or epiphytic plants are those plants that can survive growing on top of another plant. And their natural habitat usually a tree, and they can just get nutrients from the air, from rainwater, from moisture surrounding the plants, and also from the organic debris that they're on. They actually do well in a soilless media, like the media that I will be showing you later. But yeah, these plants are epiphytes, which includes our star for today, the Philodendron Hastatum Silver Sword. Now, For the light requirement, it should be bright indirect light, guys. Do not put them under direct sunlight because again, they're very sensitive with high temperature. So masunog na ilahang leaves, guys, and they're gonna be so low. For outdoors, the perfect spot for them is under the shade of a tree. If you are using garden net, guys, it should be like 70 to 80% coverage. For the water requirement, guys, I usually just check through finger testing if the top inch is dry, and then that's the time that I water them. Now generally they love moisture but they don't want wet feet, guys. So how do you do the finger test, guys? Very simply, just stick your finger in the top inch of your medium or your soil, and if you can feel that it's dry, then water them. So, for the soil requirement, as I have mentioned, philodendrons are epiphytic plants. So you have to have a very fast draining media. I'll be showing you my media that I will be using for today's propagation. Usually the aroid mix that I'm using for philodendrons. You can use your own mix, guys, for as long as it's very fast draining. How would you know? You have to test it. So say for example like this one, all I have to do is to try watering them, and if it goes directly at the bottom like this, so that means it's fast draining. However, for this media, it doesn't pass my standards. So that's why I have to repot them and I have to propagate them. My media, guys, kay ditso yun siya, no? I don't have to wait like for how many seconds. So for this propagation, I added a little bit of cocoa peat, guys. So this is already 50% cocoa cubes, 10% cocoa peat, and 20% pumice and 20% acacia leaves. This is our aroid mix. And I also have this cinnamon powder. This serves as fungicide, pesticide, a rooting powder, and also a drying agent. This is also insect repellent. So this is very useful every time I propagate in the garden. And of course, I have scissors. You can also use pruners, blade, or knife. And of course, I have alcohol spray, guys. This is to sanitize our cutting tool. And lastly, I got pot. So with this, we're ready to do our propagation. Alright, guys, so let's go ahead and start our propagation. So I have one part here cleared as my workstation. Dari na ko ibutang akong tanom, guys. So this is in plastic, and all you have to do is to loosen up the sides, so it will be easier for you to take out the plant. Ta-da! Okay, so there you go. This is the plastic pot. Let's put that aside. We will be reusing that. So very gently, guys, let's check all the stalks. Maybe what we can do is to loosen up the media here. Be very careful, guys, kay naain taon diha ang atong roots, no? So I think these are all just cuttings, and then they planted them together in one pot. So we will just be doing this by division. This is one plant, guys. Let's go ahead and check our other plants. So I'll put this aside. This is another plant. This is another plant. Or, okay, there you go. Now, this one's easy. Oh, yeah. So we have a casualty, guys. We have a casualty leaf. This is our third plant. This is our fourth plant. There you go. And this is our sixth plant. Hindi na siya maigo. Ano na lang siya. And then this is our sixth plant. All in all, we have 6 plants. What I'm going to do with this nursery media, guys, I'm just going to include this in my media for today, because again, these are also very porous media. So di ko ganahan nga masayang sa niya guys, no. And I think it has some peat moss, cocoa peat, of course rice hull, and then cocoa cubes. Let me just incorporate this with my media for today. So nausab na ang ratio sa ato ang aroid mix for today guys, no. In planting guys, you don't have to be very strict and very technical in terms with your ratio. For as long as your media is very fast draining, then you should be covered. So now I got them incorporated. So let's go ahead and do the planting. Now for the size of the pot guys, it's very important not to overwhelm your plant, especially if they're used in a cramped environment like how they're planted when we got the plant. Like atong daghan kay siya very bushy with several stalks in one pot. Now you can go 2 sizes smaller than this, pero this is the smallest size that I can see when I try to buy pots, so I don't have any choice. Pero kanina lang sa guys. So you have to be very careful guys and really inspect your pot, no, if they have drainage holes. So what I'm going to do is that I take out my scissors and just do this, just to make sure that I get that hole that's supposed to be there. Okay, so there you go. So with those holes there, let's go ahead and plant our first plant. Okay, so I'll fill around 3/4 guys. Just very carefully secure the plant guys with your hand and the roots as well. Okay, like this. And just do the back filling. Now in the back filling, you don't have to press them because it might damage the roots, but if you really want to press them, very gently lang tingali. Or you can just do like this guys, it's fine. Alright, so we have our first plant for this video. So again, always check, okay, if you have drainage holes. Dun 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 dun. Oh! So na ako'y bisita guys, si Ma'am Dalia. Thank you so much Ma'am Dalia for picking up your plants here at the garden, our humble garden. So going back, so this is our second pot. So if you have long roots guys, i-circle lang siya nimo, no? Circle it around and then do the back filling again. Alright, third pot. Our fourth pot. Alright guys, so this is our fifth pot, and for the sake of this video, I will be propagating this one. What I'm going to do is that I have to look for nodes. So how would you know where the node is? It's the part of the plant guys where the leaves are coming out. This is one node, and this is second node, another node here, there's another node here. So what I would do is that I would cut right here. So in my top cut, I have 1, 2, and 3 nodes. There's another node coming up here, but still too young. And I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 aerial roots, and this is very ideal for stem cutting. Okay, let's do this. We have to sanitize our scissor. So I'll do the cutting here. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! Okay. Now again, we have to get our cinnamon powder. Just cover the cut guys with cinnamon. Also the bottom cut, cover it with cinnamon. This serves again as fungicide or pesticide, a drying agent, a rooting hormone, and it also promotes healing guys. So for this top cutting guys, the level of media should be on the same level with the last aerial roots. So from here, 1, 2, 3, so this node right here. so we are done propagating our Philodendron Hastatum Silver Sword. This is the juvenile form again, so I hope that this video answers your question about this type of form that you can see online between the longer arrow-shaped silver sword. For the aftercare of these little guys right here, I will just be placing them under a shade again because the philodendrons love bright indirect light, so under a shade, and then I will be watering them after 24 hours pa guys, because the medium that I used is moist, so okay pa niya sila. So if you have any questions about the species of philodendron, which is the Hastatum Silver Sword, please comment down below. Do not hesitate to ask your questions guys, because I will be answering them myself. And do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Do not forget to click that notification bell button so you'll be notified every time we upload a video. And this is Ding again of the Urban Jardinera, where we talk about plants and sustainable ideas at home in the garden. Thank you and see you on our next video. Bye!